Welcome to, I don't know, morning, afternoon. Time's kind of endless out here, but nonetheless out at the river house. Been doing some prep work. And by prep work, I mean cleaning up this god-awful mess. So in order to get rid of some materials, I've just used up, that was all dumpster salvaged foam. And it's now in the bottom of the window seats, because as you may or may not remember, these stick out over the edge because it's proud there. This is my father-in-law's joiner that he gave me, the idea being that someday it'd end up, with Shay. And I added some lawnmower wheels like a wheelbarrow so we can move it around. It's designed so that this rail is the same height as the table saw. Unfortunately, his table saw's 1.5 inches higher than mine, except I'm not keeping that. I'm going to pass that one on as soon as I'm done with it. So it's kind of a bummer. It's designed to be an outfeed table. You set on your side of the saw and then you can slide one onto the other. At the moment though, we're just gonna leave it. For whatever reason, I have just, even though Shay and I popped all this stuff up in a heartbeat, the idea of putting up this plastic is it's just kicking my butt, and I'm not exactly sure why. I just look for anything to avoid doing it. But now there is really no excuse. There's enough room that I can at least maneuver this set of scaffolding around, and I can carry that over. I really need to put the chimney through. I don't own it yet, and I'm a little afraid of how expensive and how long the lead time is in picking one up. I don't have a stove. There's a question for you. I'm really nervous about the catalytic stoves. It seems like you're just purchasing something where 15 years from now you need a new catalyst block, except, they don't sell that one anymore, so you need another new stove. I've been looking for a used Blaze King, one of the reburners. Haven't found one yet. But I think we're going to put an 8-inch chimney collar through. Don't believe I need something that big. This place should be able to heat it with a tea candle. Nonetheless, I think that's what we're going to put through. I can always plumb a 6-inch into it if we get a smaller stove. But that's got to go through right there. Oh, man. And then there's some wiring stuff. This is ready to go in, except I'm here by myself for the next 2 days, and the bucket truck has that unnerving habit of, once it gets warm, just randomly dying, and I'd hate to be stuck in the truck. Here I am, just sitting here rambling because I don't know, I want to go on these scaffoldings. Why is it such a block? I have no problems with heights, clearly no problem with working hard and somewhat aimlessly. Why? It's just a thing. I'm gonna get on that right now. Ooh, right after I finish that. Look, plastic up, and that entire upper wall insulated. I can't do this one because there's an electrical problem. I think it's missing a feed. I guess I could do the top half of it, but we're just gonna leave it. And then I've been using seam tape and taping it. I have no idea if, God, I'm a sweatball. No idea if that's worth doing. I don't know. That's what the folks on the fancy home shows do. So that's what I'm doing. An update. Doing my very best spider monkey on this 100% OSHA approved setup here. I was able to get that one in and taped. Now, unfortunately, I gotta play shuffle because I need that set over there and this set squeezed in here somehow. And then I gotta get my lights back up. Got maybe a third of it, a little less than a third, a quarter of it done. That's kind of progress, almost like progress. Hey, and we're back. Don't mind me, sweaty monster. I had to mow my crop of tumbleweeds before they became adult tumbleweeds. It's down there where I'm trying to get grass to grow over the water and power line ditch. They were taking all the sun and all the water. So I had to do it in my Carhartt riding jacket because of the mosquitoes. Anyway, it's a beautiful day. We're going to finish the plastic here in the great room. Last night I remembered to set up the fans in the windows. We're pulling cool air through the house all night long. It really helped. It's super well insulated. Somebody had, it was one of my old friends from work, had mentioned that they thought I'd struggle to keep the house cool because all these rocks are going to soak up heat. And their prediction is turning out to be not inaccurate. So I brought the temp down. I don't know, it's like 70 something in here. I'm about to seal the house up and we'll see how long it takes to heat. I mean, it should be all right. Though we do still have a plywood door and a plastic French door opening. But I put a lot of insulation in this monster so that I could have very, very low heating and cooling bills. So yeah, we'll have to see if in the future updates if I dry out or I just get more sprinkly. We'll find out together. Well, we've been making some progress. Sure looks different. You see what I forgot to do right there? I really need to put the chimney through. I wasn't going to put that up until I had that chimney collar in. Oops. So we'll cut our way through it. This has all been insulated. So we figure most of the heat, especially with the fire, is going to congregate here in the gray room. So the idea was insulate up in there. That one hollow bay is the cold air return. I know it's kind of crap to use my stud bays, but it's technically allowed. But that's a cold air return, so it'll suck the heat from up on top. And then hopefully it'll block most of it, because once it gets up in here, which is just storage over the laundry room, I'll have a single 4-inch round one up there in the corner. You can tell I didn't do a super good job. I'll have to poke some of that. I'll have a single 4-inch round on this side as well. Not too much though, because that'll let a lot of sound through. But this room is sort of trapped dead air space. Yeah, and then that's the kid's room. That's his cold air return. Again, I know it's not the best, but it's what I did and it's too late now. And then, while technically we can't call this a bedroom, our septic, ooh, I thought I was done insulating. I got that whole wall. Our septic is only approved for 3 bedrooms. You'll have this room right in here. And since it shares a wall with the laundry room, that was always going to be insulated. We're calling it the office. I have this weird idea that I'd like to make another crack at narrating audiobooks. Maybe this room with some blankets held to deaden the sounds or whatnot might be where I try to make that a reality, although I think it'll always be too loud. I'm not totally soaked. The house is probably 10-15 degrees cooler than it was this time yesterday, with all the windows wide open and not cooling it down. Like an angel. All right, Danny and Shay just left, and it's 7:30. I don't know, that's like 11 hours, 10 and a half hours. I think I've done enough for today. What did I accomplish? Well, I'll start at the bottom. This is all the black iron pipe, minus those fittings I found, that I'll need to start running the propane lines. So it's going to go over, it's going to tee off for the stove, it's going to come down and under and back up, then it's go that way, and it'll tee off for the furnace, and it'll continue that way, and it'll go to the hot water heater and the dryer. I'm using 1 inch, even though it is such a staggering overkill. I probably should be doing 3/4. 3/4 would give me, it would transmit about 30% more than the whole house can consume if everything was on at once, which seems very adequate to me. So I'm looking at 155,000 BTUs if everything is on at the same time. And the 1 inch black iron with 40 feet of it, and I got every bit of 40 feet of it, will do 440,000 BTUs. So it's gonna be enough. Let's see what else. This window here, it never had its. It was boxed in, but it never. This is a double wall, right? So the weight-bearing header is on the outside, but it never had its interior headers. That's in, and the insulation is up. Insulation is up there in the kitchen. Out in this room, all the plastic is up. I kind of ran out of tape. Again, I don't know if it's necessary or not. I just saw the fancy folks do it on TV. I mean, there's a little pocket where it's got to be done. But all of this is in, and that entire wall there is insulated. And we're basically ready. Oh, and this entire upper section there is insulated. But as I said, there's a problem with the bottom section. The problem with the bottom section is it's missing a feed. Only it's been so incredibly long, none of us entirely remember. So we have to start over. But we have to start over with insulation in the walls, so we can't see them. Anyways, that'll be a fun little battle. Oh, this is the laundry room. It's all insulated. And I cut in the dryer vent, so that's now installed. Up there is, oh, I'll have to knock some of that out. I'll have to pull this out right here. But up there, that's all insulated all the way around. I'll have to pull it out because I got to get sheetrock through that hole to do up there. And this room, again, it's all in. Still plastic to go on the walls, and somehow I've got to weave it up through all this. I'm not entirely sure how yet. And I think, oh, and Danny, like I said, Danny and Shay came, which means that Shay went through his trapdoor for the first time. And you can see my plug that I made. Well, you can't really. That's all juniper we cut. Neighbor gave us the logs. And then there's 4 inches of rigid foam as an insulation. I think that's it. And I think that's enough. Dad's coming sometime tomorrow afternoon. And our goal is the electricity. Just get it. I mean, it should have been done a while ago, I suppose. But just get it figured out so that I can seal these walls up. Then we're going to put in some doors and at least one window. So it'll probably be the 3rd time I've said, here's the last window. This time I promise it's really the last window. Thanks for watching.